So in my latest video, and I couldn't get to it for about 2 weeks, I talked about a conversation that I had with somebody about, and it really wasn't just one conversation. That was the conversation that sparked the video, but I've had this conversation 15, maybe 20 times about people saying, me flat out saying, I'm not a good person. And I mean no false humility in that. Yet I still go to liturgy when I can, do my daily meditations and prayers and contemplative reading. As well as, well, I'm bad at it because I only volunteer out my time once a month to go help, whether it's build houses for people who basically are destitute or just trying to help somebody out. You know, soup kitchens are easy, but what do you really achieve there? So always trying to find something to do, at least once a month. I know that's lazy, but I got a response to a last video about me saying terrible stuff about the Theotokos. Well, Western icons are not icons, and they were not meant for religious use. That's why the Sistine Chapel looks gaudy, because it's not. Those images weren't used for veneration or in worship. Now, this is an icon that I had written, but to say that the Theotokos had to be had to have the hips of a 11-year-old boy, non-existent breasts, a pan face with caked on makeup and stringy hair that wasn't lush or full, that was pale. This comes from out of a time when, just before the Puritans would arise, when anything sexual or beautiful was considered bad, even though, you know, many times within scriptures it mentions somebody as being one of the most beautiful people on earth, or the most beautiful people in this region, or the most beautiful person, you know, among the children of Abraham, or something like that. The second thing is what about trying to forgive people? What about trying to live a better life? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't think my last video conveyed the idea that we should all go out and be hedonists and have as much sex as we want and drink as much as we want and kill anybody that we want and we're still Christians. No. The whole video is about, I know the struggle, and I hadn't heard it from many people until, you know, 8 years went by and I almost went insane from it. And then finally talking to people going, oh, it's normal, you know, you don't have to, like the Protestants would fake being happy. I was just miserable all the time. So that was relief to me, and then I could actually, you know, realize, oh wait, I'm not supposed to fear the love of God or worry about pissing him off. I'd rather resist evil and die a martyr's death wanting to, than of just being terrified and just being like, well, I just don't want a bigger bully to come and kill me for eternity. So that's the issue, right? It has nothing to do with anything else. And it was an extreme cheap shot of me going after icons that are non-canonical, that were condemned by the Roman Catholic Church in an ecumenical council, in the last true ecumenical council. They then turned they won't even refer to them as icons, they consider them arts of work. They have their images of the saints as pornographic and lewd and crass and disgusting and vulgar and violent and bloody, and just sadistic to look at. It's quite furious. Whereas you can see our icons, the icon that I had written, the mouth is closed, the eyes are big, and the ears are listening, right? She's not gazing away from you, she's not gazing towards you. Ever meditative, ever silent, until that day comes and light will burst forth, right? I mean, go into the prose of the Renaissance and saying, oh, they inspired modern art and all this kind of stuff. Yes, we don't concern ourselves with that. What is proper and true Christianity? And the fact that the Roman Catholic Church signed on and endorsed the Seventh Ecumenical Council, and now it makes images of the Father. It shows the Trinity as a triangle. You have the Father who looks like Zeus or Jupiter, the Son, which is Jesus, who looks very Northern European, and then the dove is a symbol. And that, how do you get more blasphemous than that? It is forbidden to make an image of the Father. How many images of the Father are there in Roman Catholic churches? They violated it. And if you violate a creed or ignore it, then then what is the Bible? Why don't you just rip whole pages out of the Bible? So yeah, what get called icons, which is really just art of, Our Lady Theotokos, they call Madonna, Saint Sebastian, who's painted erotically. These things should be burned. Throw them out into the street and burn them. They're wrong. I mean, they really are. Unless you want to retitle it, okay, that's not Saint Sebastian. That's just some Greek guy that got killed. Which is actually why I like Bernini's work, because he used Greek gods and titans. He was a great sculptor. He didn't muddy the waters, thinking like, oh, I can make a very, sexy Saint Agnes where she's having ecstasy and she's, having an orgasm. And you can see it's carved in marble right there in Florence. She's clearly having an ecstasy and talking about arrows being thrust up inside her womanly nether regions. It's filth. It doesn't belong in churches. I never mock the Theotokos. But if somebody were wearing a severed pig's head and saying, look, I look like the Virgin Mary, I'd punch him in the fucking face. So, whoever said that I denigrated the Theotokos owes me an apology, or I don't know. By the way, I accidentally deleted a couple of your comments. Please put them back on there. I'm not somebody who deletes comments. But the more criticism, the better. And then other people can give their side, and it opens all our minds. Peace to you.